Most people search for value outside when it's already within them. Let that sink in for a moment. We live in a world obsessed with external validation, but what if I told you that the key to unlocking your true potential lies not in the opinions of others, but in understanding your own personal values? In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to tap into this hidden goldmine of self-worth using a powerful tool, the value matrix.
Find your unique value, let it free, stand tall, rise up, be who you wanna be. Your story matters, sing it loud and clear. You got that spark, ignite it without fear.
The concept of personal values might seem abstract or even cliche, but I assure you, it's anything but. Your values are the compass that guides your decisions, shapes your relationships, and ultimately determines your satisfaction in life. Yet, surprisingly few people take the time to truly understand what drives them at their core. Think about it. How often have you felt torn between what you think you should do and what you really want to do? That conflict often stems from a misalignment between your actions and your values. It's like trying to navigate a ship without a compass. You might move, but you're not sure if you're heading in the right direction. In this video, I'll introduce you to the value matrix, a framework I've developed to help you uncover, analyze, and leverage your personal values. By the end of our journey, you'll have a clear roadmap to align your actions with your deepest beliefs, leading to greater fulfillment and purpose in every aspect of your life. But before we dive in, I want you to pause for a moment and ask yourself, do you really know what your core values are? Can you list them off the top of your head? If not, don't worry. You're not alone. Most people can't, and that's exactly why we're here today. Understanding the value matrix. The value matrix is a tool designed to help you identify and prioritize your core values. It's based on two key dimensions: internal versus external focus, and stability versus flexibility. Here's how it breaks down. 1. Internal focus. These are values centered on personal growth and self-improvement. They're all about you, your development, your peace of mind, your sense of achievement. Examples might include personal growth, integrity, or creativity. 2. External focus. These values are related to your impact on others and the world around you. They're about your relationships, your contributions to society, and how you interact with the world at large. Think of values like compassion, leadership, or environmental stewardship. 3. Stability. These values prioritize consistency and reliability. They're about maintaining a sense of order and predictability in your life. Values in this category might include security, tradition, or loyalty. 4. Flexibility. On the other hand, these values embrace change and adaptability. They're about being open to new experiences and being able to pivot when necessary. Adventure, innovation, or diversity might fall into this category. By plotting your values on this matrix, you can gain insights into what truly drives you and how your values might sometimes conflict. For instance, you might value both security, a stability value, and adventure, a flexibility value. Understanding this can help you navigate situations where these values might be at odds. Your values aren't just what you say they are, they're what you live every single day. It's easy to say we value something, but the real test is whether our daily choices and behaviors reflect those values. This understanding sets the stage for the deep self-reflection we'll be doing in the next section. Discovering your core values. Now that we understand the structure of the value matrix, let's dive into the process of uncovering your core values. This is where things get personal, and I'll be honest, it might feel a bit uncomfortable at times. But remember, growth often happens outside our comfort zone. I want you to think about the moments in your life when you felt most fulfilled, proud, or at peace. What was happening? What mattered most to you in those moments? These peak experiences are gold mines of information about your values. Here's a step-by-step guide to help you identify your core values. 1. Reflect on peak experiences in your life. Close your eyes for a moment and really visualize these times. Maybe it was achieving a long-term goal, or a moment of connection with a loved one, or perhaps a time when you stood up for something you believed in. 2. List the values that were present in those moments. What qualities or principles were at play? Was it courage, creativity, love? Don't censor yourself. Write down everything that comes to mind. 3. Group similar values together. You might find that some of your listed values are closely related. For example, honesty and integrity might be grouped together, or adventure and curiosity. 4. Prioritize your top 5 to 7 values. This is where it gets tough. You might have a long list at this point, but we need to narrow it down. Ask yourself, if I could only live by a handful of values, which ones would I choose? 5. Define what each value means to you personally. This is crucial because the same word can mean different things to different people. For instance, success for one person might mean financial wealth, while for another, it might mean making a positive impact on the world. Let me give you a personal example. When I did this exercise, one of my top values turned out to be growth. For me, this means constantly pushing myself to learn new things, to step out of my comfort zone, and to become a better version of myself each day. It's not just about professional growth, but personal growth in all areas of my life. Remember, this isn't about choosing values that sound good, or that you think you should have. It's about being brutally honest with yourself about what truly matters to you. There are no right or wrong answers here. Your values are uniquely yours. Now you might be thinking, but what if my values change over time? And that's a great question. The truth is they might. As we grow and have new experiences, our values can shift. That's why it's a good idea to revisit this exercise periodically, maybe once a year or after significant life events. Your values are like fingerprints. Nobody's are the same, but you leave them all over everything you do. As we move into the next section, we'll explore how to take these newly discovered or clarified values and apply them to your life using the value matrix. But before we do, I want you to take a moment to reflect on the values you've identified. How do they align with the way you're currently living your life? Are there any surprises? Any areas where you see a mismatch between your values and your actions? Applying the value matrix in your life. Now that you've identified your core values, it's time to put them into action. This is where the real power of the value matrix comes into play. Let's explore how to leverage your newfound self-awareness in various aspects of your life. 1. Decision-making. Use your values as a filter for important choices. When faced with a decision, big or small, ask yourself, does this align with my core values? For example, if one of your top values is family and you're considering a job that requires extensive travel, you might need to weigh that carefully. It doesn't mean you can't take the job, but it does mean you need to consider how to honor your value of family within that context. 2. Goal setting. Ensure your goals are in harmony with your values. A misalignment here is often the root of dissatisfaction and lack of motivation. Let's say creativity is a core value for you, but all your current goals are focused on financial stability. You might find yourself feeling unfulfilled even as you achieve those goals. Try to set goals that incorporate multiple values, perhaps finding ways to monetize your creative skills. 3. Relationship building. Understanding your own values and recognizing the values of those around you can lead to better communication and stronger connections. It can help you empathize with others even when their actions differ from what you would do. For instance, if you value adventure and your partner values security, you can work together to find ways to satisfy both needs instead of seeing them as incompatible. 4. Career development. Seek roles and organizations that align with your values for greater job satisfaction and performance. When choosing between projects, your values guide the decision. Innovation-focused individuals select projects with cutting-edge technology. Impact-driven people choose initiatives helping others. Security-oriented individuals opt for stable, long-term opportunities. 5. Personal growth. Identify areas where you're not living up to your values and create action plans to address these gaps. Be honest with yourself. If health is a top value, but you're not taking care of your physical well-being, what steps can you take to align your actions with this value? Now, let's put this into practice using the value matrix. Take your top values and plot them on the matrix we discussed earlier. Where do they fall in terms of internal versus external focus and stability versus flexibility? For example, let's say your top values are personal growth, internal plus flexibility; family, external plus stability; creativity, internal plus flexibility; community service, external plus flexibility, financial security, internal plus stability. Looking at this matrix, you can see that you have a mix of internal and external values, as well as a lean towards flexibility. This insight can help you understand why you might feel conflicted in certain situations and guide you in finding balance. For instance, your desire for financial security, stability, might sometimes clash with your value of creativity, flexibility. Recognizing this can help you find creative solutions to satisfy both values, perhaps by building a side hustle that allows for creative expression while maintaining a stable job. Remember, the goal isn't to eliminate conflicts between values, but to understand them and find ways to honor all of your values over time. Living your values isn't always easy, but it's always worth it. Aligning your life with your values can be challenging. It might mean making tough choices or going against societal expectations. But the payoff, a sense of authenticity, purpose, and fulfillment, is immeasurable. As we wrap up this section, I want you to think about one area of your life where you can start applying the value matrix immediately. What's one decision or goal you can reevaluate through the lens of your core values? Overcoming challenges in living your values. Now that we've explored how to apply the value matrix in various aspects of your life, let's address some common challenges you might face when trying to live in alignment with your values. 1. Societal pressure. Often, we feel pressured to conform to societal expectations that may not align with our personal values. For instance, if you value simplicity but live in a materialistic culture, you might feel pressured to accumulate possessions you don't really want or need. Solution: remember that your values are personal. It's okay to respectfully disagree with societal norms. Surround yourself with like-minded individuals who support your values. Create a personal mission statement based on your values to reinforce your choices. 2. Short-term versus long-term thinking. Sometimes our immediate desires conflict with our long-term values. For example, you might value health but find yourself tempted by unhealthy food choices. Solution: practice mindfulness. Before making decisions, pause and ask yourself if this aligns with your values. Visualize the long-term consequences of your choices. Set up systems that make it easier to stick to your values, like meal prepping for healthier eating. 3. Conflicting values. As we saw in the value matrix, sometimes our own values can conflict with each other. You might value both career success and family time, which can create tension. Solution: recognize that it's normal to have conflicting values. The key is to find balance over time. Some days you might lean more towards career, others towards family. Regularly reassess and adjust to ensure you're not consistently neglecting any core value. 4. Lack of self-awareness. Sometimes we're not fully aware of when we're acting against our values. Solution: keep a journal to reflect on your decisions and actions. Ask trusted friends or family for feedback. Regular self-reflection using the value matrix can help increase your self-awareness over time. 5. External obstacles. Sometimes external circumstances make it challenging to live our values. For instance, financial constraints might make it difficult to pursue a value like adventure or philanthropy. Solution: get creative. Find low-cost ways to honor your values. If you value adventure but can't afford travel, explore your local area or try new experiences closer to home. If philanthropy is important, volunteer your time if you can't donate money. Your values are your internal compass. Without them, you're navigating life blindfolded. Let's do a quick exercise. Think about a recent decision you made that you're not entirely happy with. Now, review that decision through the lens of your core values. Were you honoring your values in that decision? If not, how could you have approached it differently? Remember, the goal isn't perfection. We're all human, and we'll all make decisions that don't perfectly align with our values sometimes. The key is to use these moments as learning opportunities. Each time you recognize a misalignment, you have the chance to course correct and make a better decision next time. As we move towards wrapping up, I want you to consider, how can you set up your environment to support living your values? Are there any habits you can develop or changes you can make to your daily routine that would help you stay true to your core values? Conclusion. As we come to the end of our journey through the value matrix, let's take a moment to recap what we've learned and consider how to move forward. We started by understanding that our values are the core principles that guide our lives, even when we're not consciously aware of them. We then explored the value matrix, a tool that helps us categorize our values based on their internal or external focus and their tendency towards stability or flexibility. We delved into the process of discovering our core values, emphasizing the importance of honesty and self-reflection in this process. Remember, your values are uniquely yours. There's no right or wrong set of values. We then discussed how to apply the value matrix in various aspects of life, from decision-making and goal-setting to relationship building and career development. We saw how understanding our values can lead to more fulfilling choices and a greater sense of purpose. Lastly, we addressed some common challenges in living our values and strategies to overcome them. We acknowledge that aligning our actions with our values isn't always easy, but it's invariably rewarding. The value matrix isn't just a tool, it's a gateway to a more authentic, purposeful life. By understanding and aligning with your core values, you're not just improving yourself, you're creating a ripple effect that impacts everyone around you. When you live in alignment with your values, you become more confident, more decisive, and more satisfied with your life choices. Uncover your values, plot them on the matrix, and start making decisions that truly reflect who you are at your core. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress and authenticity. Ask yourself, what would your life look like if every decision you made was in perfect alignment with your values? How would it change your relationships, your career, your sense of purpose? Start small. Choose one area of your life and consciously apply your values to it for the next week. Notice how it feels, how it impacts your decisions, and how it affects your overall satisfaction. Living your values is the ultimate act of self-respect. When we honor our values, we honor ourselves. We show respect for who we truly are, not who others expect us to be or who we think we should be. This is an ongoing process. Your values may evolve over time, and that's okay. The important thing is to stay connected with yourself, to regularly check in, and ensure that your actions align with what truly matters to you. If you found it interesting, like the video, subscribe if you haven't, and post in your comments about your thoughts on the value matrix. How do you think it could impact your life? What challenges do you foresee in living your values? Let me know in the comments below. A believer in discovering your unique value. See you in the next video, where we'll explore more ways to live a purposeful, authentic life.
Find your unique value, let it free, stand tall, rise up, be who you wanna be. Your story matters, sing it loud and clear. You got that spark, ignite it without fear.